Hi, everybody, and welcome to your reading for the new moon in Capricorn happening January 21st, 2023 at 7 degrees Capricorn in sidereal astrology. Of course, the sun is conjunct the moon, masculine and feminine energies combine. New moons are a time to align your ego, which is the sun, and your emotions, which is the moon, to get what you need out of life. This new moon is also conjunct Pluto, the planet of death, endings, rebirth, transformation, and change. Pluto rules the sign of Scorpio, the 8th house of astrology. So this is the best time to initiate change. Plant those seeds of intention in the darkness of the new moon. Watch them grow to the fullness of the full moon. The new moon is also trining Mars. A trine is a 120-degree supportive, harmonious aspect. It's time for you to set objectives to reach your goals because positive Mars masculine energy is behind you. You have to take action on your intentions. The new moon is sextiling Jupiter, the planet of expansion and growth. Sextiles are also harmonious aspects of 60 degrees and act as doorways. We're still in the month of January and ruled by the god of Janus and for doorways and new beginnings. Jupiter expands everything it touches. It's a time to build back your confidence and optimism when it comes to working with others. Be open to new experiences and avoiding old patterns and bad behaviors. I heard a quote recently that said, accepting bad behavior assures self-destruction. And that's been really resonating with me deeply to try and help me stay focused on a better, more constructive path for myself. So during this new moon, we also have Venus conjunct Saturn at 29 degrees Capricorn. And I'll read a section of this meaning of this conjunction from astrologyking.com. Venus conjunct Saturn transit can bring disadvantage, isolation, and sadness. You may find it difficult to express love and affection, but easy to be cold and mean. Relationships suffer the most with this transit, but you could also experience some financial hardship at this time. And that's because Venus is what we value. It rules the second house of money, physical possessions, which is Taurus. So an existing relationship may be tested by distance or separation and a general inability to connect meaningfully. Issues involving guilt or disloyalty may be the source of the problem. A healthy relationship will easily pass this test and may lead to greater commitment. A love relationship on shaky grounds may not last, but generally there would need to be other indicators in your personal chart or theirs. Any sadness or painful experience endured now will be karmic lessons that lead to greater understanding of mutual love and respect or loyalty. Women especially are more vulnerable to suffering domestic violence at this time. A new romance is possible now, but would not be that romantic. It would likely be based on practical considerations and it may involve your career, because Saturn rules the 10th house of career and social standing. A noticeable age difference is also possible. This is not a good time for partying, as you will generally feel depressed and more concerned with matters of a serious nature. Because Saturn is just that, serious, and he is at the end of the sign he rules, Capricorn, at 29 degrees. That's the most intense degree of each sign. Money will be tight, and this would be an excellent time to learn to budget correctly to reduce the risk of running short in the future. Starting a savings plan would be a good idea now. Saturn is discipline. Working with that energy instead of against it will benefit you later down the line. Save that money for a rainy day. Now, we also have another major shift happening this weekend. Uranus stations direct on January 22nd after this new moon and on the day of the Chinese Lunar New Year. The retrograde began August 24th, 2022, and it backs up 4 degrees every year. It's a cycle that lasts 155 days, so it's a regular thing. And during this retrograde period, you may have anticipated a significant change in your life or tried to initiate change, but nothing has happened. Uranus retrograde is meant to help you process things internally before you manifest the external change once Uranus turns direct. Uranus is the planet of personal freedom, disruption, and rebellion. Uranus breaks free from the constraints of Saturn, the old ways, in favor of the new wave of the future. Uranus rules the sign of Aquarius, and now we actually also, after this new moon, have Saturn moving into the sign of Aquarius. So old is going to clash with the new, and new is likely to overpower. Okay, so Vedic astrology, moving into that, we have the new moon in the 21st lunar nakshatra named Uttara Asada. The symbol here is a tusk. The ruling deity is Lord Ganesha, the elephant god, remover of obstacles. The meaning is later victory, victory after hardship, alchemical process that feels like a hardship now because results are not immediate and direct. But peace and rest, spiritual liberation will follow. Your results will be undeniable. You can judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. There will be no results for laziness or glamour. Success comes through discipline. This nakshatra is supportive of social workers, government servants, innovators and pioneers, researchers, healers, scientists, hunters, and social justice warriors. This is that 11th house Uranian Aquarian energy focusing on the collective and society. The works of their hands are blessed. They will be rewarded for their effort. No one is holding you back or blocking you. You are your own worst enemy, so remove doubt and self. The tarot card representing the first decan of Capricorn is the Two of Coins. Corresponding major arcana are the Wheel of Fortune, number 10, ruled by Jupiter, and the Devil card, number 15, ruled by Capricorn, which is Saturn. So the Two of Coins card is titled Change. It comes after the Ten of Wands card in the sequence, which is Saturnian in nature. It's oppressive. Transitioning into the Two of Coins ruled by Jupiter, a benefic. Ten of Wands is the end of a karmic cycle as Saturn is the Lord of Karma. The Two of Coins is an unburdening, a turning of the wheel, which is Jupiter, and a release from the Devil, which is Saturn and Capricorn, the Ten of Wands or the Devil card. And this new moon is also sextiling Jupiter, remember, so we have that support from the Wheel of Fortune. It's freedom. This new moon just happens to coincide with Uranus stationing direct, and Uranus is freedom. It's breaking the chains of past destructive habits, taking off the yoke of oppression, whatever that pressure was for you. Toxic relationship, addiction, oppressive job that took up too much of your time and energy, self-destructive behaviors. I've been seeing and feeling this theme throughout my daily readings. I know the Ten of Wands has come up more than once. This is a turning point, so make it count. Drop that dead weight. The Two Coins card depicts a man juggling 2 coins. Drop the one that's holding you back. And this card also depicts the infinity symbol, the analemma, the path the sun takes in the sky over the course of a year. It's at its lowest point at the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, and its height of the figure 8 during the summer solstice. So we're at the bottom, just coming out of the bottom now, and we'll work our way up to the apex of achievement over the next 6 months. Pull that limitless energy of potential into your being and use the supportive energy of Mars and Jupiter to exhale your excess into existence. According to the Picatrix, the signification of this decan is happiness, joy, and bringing things to an end that are sluggish, weak, and proceeded poorly. And a quote from Lao Tzu, when I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Moving on to the Sabian symbol of this new moon is, in a sunlit home, domesticated birds sing joyously, glorifying the power and benefits which a steady and well-integrated society brings to its members. Saturn rules Capricorn. Saturn was the ruler of the Golden Age before he became a symbol of binding limitations. He who accepts willingly or takes for granted the value of these limitations can lead a serene and happy existence, whatever his social status. This Sabian symbol suggests to us how we can enjoy our life condition by allowing the spiritual values it embodies to fill our consciousnus. Human beings can find enjoyment in the roles they are born to play. Contrary to this Sabian symbol, I brought to mind the book by Maya Angelou, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And the metaphor, of course, of that book being Angelou is the bird that keeps singing for her freedom from oppression and abuse, no matter the bars that restrict her. It was published in 1969 during the Civil Rights Movement. So she took the title of her book from the African-American poet Paul Laurence Dunbar, whose work she admired for years. The title comes from the 3rd stanza of his poem, Sympathy. Quote, I know why the caged bird sings, ah me, when his wing is bruised and his bosom sore, when he beats his bars and would be free. It is not a carol of joy or glee, but a prayer that he sends from his heart's deep core, but a plea that upward to heaven he flings. I know why the caged bird sings. It's not a song of happiness, but a cry for freedom. Uranus is freedom, and Uranus means heaven. Singing utilizes our throat chakra and the element of air. Magicians say abracadabra while performing alchemy. Abracadabra means I create as I speak. Speak your words intently and clearly so that they may reach the void or the heavens in the darkness of this new moon. Firmly state your intent to be free of whatever cage is oppressing you, visible or invisible, internal or external. All right, so now we're going to turn to the reading. I have shuffled and prepared 3 piles for you to choose from as usual for my lunar readings. So take your time, pause to meditate and reflect on which pile is resonating most closely for you. You are allowed to pick more than 1 pile if you like. I'll leave timestamps down below. and we'll see you in your selected pile. Thanks. All right, so pile number 1, we have the key, pile number 2, the shell, and pile number 3, the silver coin. We're going to begin with pile number 1. Okay. So beginning with our Queen of the Moon Oracle, we have the masculine, the lunar god, divine masculine, emperor energy, action, strength, protection. It is time to step forward and lead. Be the leader in your own life. You have more power than you think. It is time to formally learn more. Enroll in a course or learn a new skill. Offer your protection to someone weaker than yourself. Take steps to improve your health and vitality. Well, this is a new moon, and it's encouraging you to take up a new study. Knowledge could be the key to unlocking your new future. Key is also a phallic symbol as it goes into a keyhole. So this is putting forth energy and force, projecting it outward. The traditional positive attributes of the masculine, such as strength, physical vitality, power of will, shielding, and protection of the weak, are important for anyone to adopt, no matter their gender or orientation. Should you pull this card, it is asking you to step up into your power, your uniqueness, and offer your guidance to those who may need it. The companion stone or metal is black opal. Okay, so I will go on with the tarot cards, and then we'll finish with these other oracles at the end. So to begin, we have the Hanged Man, more masculine energy, a pause, a reflection. The masculine lunar god asking you to take action, whereas in the past you may have felt held back. If you watched the intro about the astrology, Uranus has been retrograde since August of 2022, and now it's going direct in January 22nd. So that could be the release point, the unlocking point. It might have felt like you were in prison for these past 5 months while Uranus was retrograde, but now this is encouraging you to go forward with your ideas, your projects, things that you have come to you in meditation and reflection over the past 5 months where you were told to sit still and be stagnant. Or when things didn't take off right away, there was a reason for that. It wasn't ready. The timing wasn't right. More had to be discovered or learned about before you can put those thoughts into action. And next we have the Five of Wands. Okay. Competition, struggle. Could also be a teamwork though too. Working together as opposed to struggling. But some sort of maybe inner conflict or doubt that maybe you didn't have the willpower, the energy. Wands are fire, flame. So if you didn't have that masculine drive, there may have been, again, a fear of lack or some doubt that whatever goal you're setting out to accomplish couldn't be done. And maybe that is what left you stuck. And next we have the Magician. But this is great. This is initiatory energy. It's a number 1. It's a new beginning of a cycle. And this is you, again, taking your power back as instructed in the lunar god, wielding your power, becoming a leader, becoming number 1, but taking matters into your own hands. This is literally making order out of chaos. So there's something that you are taking control of and physically rearranging to change your life. And next we have the Two of Swords. Okay, this is the card of Moon in Libra. So a lot of decisions, deliberation to be made. Swords are the mind, of course. You could be feeling, again, there's this block feeling in the Hanged Man being held back. And this person is crossing their heart with their mind. So maybe too much mind is still not going to get you anywhere if you don't put it into action with will of the Magician and the fire of the Wands. Okay. Our astrology heavenly body cards are air, open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. Yeah, what did they say about learning new skills? Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. In tropical astrology, this new moon is considered to be in Aquarius. So that's forward thinking, expanding of the mind. This new moon is trining Jupiter, which is expansion. So this could be, again, your expanded mind or education being put to work now. And then we have Mercury, more Gemini energy. Mercury rules the sign of Gemini and Virgo. Mercury is the magician. You see he has the caduceus around his neck. That's the symbol of Mercury. So it's alchemy, transmutation of taking something that was stagnant, dense, hard matter, and changing it into air. I forget there's a term for that where it goes straight from a solid to a gas. But things taking off, like launching very quickly. The butterfly comes out of the cocoon after transforming, where it had been held back and confined by the laws of Saturn and the oppression of Saturn as a chrysalis, creating pressure, much like pressure and heat turns a piece of coal into a diamond. And speaking of diamonds, let's take a look at your archetype card. All right. The self. Okay, yeah. So that's very resonant of first house energy. And here we had the magician, the number 1. All right, that is 29. Some of you could be 29 years old. This could be the year of your Saturn return, which occurs approximately every 28 to 30 years, depending on the retrogrades. So let's take a look at what the book says about the self. Okay, the soul, the witness, the watcher. The self is the prism that allows the spectrum of our personalities to radiate. It does not judge, prohibit, suppress, or oppress any of its parts, as it lovingly knows that all aspects have a time and a place, and leads us to experience the full breadth of life's offerings. The self is the central abiding container, the awareness of the infinite universe of possibilities. When this card appears, it's a call to step back into witnessing consciousness, to observe yourself navigating the world. Ask yourself, am I the stew or am I the chef? In most situations, our ego draws us into the cauldron where we swirl, spin, and smolder in chaos. Yet the self is a graceful culinary dancer, watching, waiting, observing as the spectrum of ingredients become the flavor of life. Look in the mirror for 30 seconds or more. Attempt to see the you behind the you. So this is, again, when the masculine god was talking about taking control and becoming the leader, with the number 1 in the magician as well, going from being the stew to becoming the chef. Okay, because you have the chef here stirring all of his ingredients in the pot. He's adding all the elements together to create change in his life. If this card is perplexing for you, you are on the right track. It challenges us to expand our sense of identity beyond the little self, and the ego resists such movement. It's no surprise that 2 central mantras in the yoga tradition concern themselves with the self. Experiment with Soham, which means I am that, and Satnam, which means true identity. So again, this period of being held in repose or held back, this is again diving into the subconscious mind and spending time getting to know the self. Perhaps some of you, that's where your conflict was. You didn't understand who you are, and what your power is. And that's where maybe you've blocked your heart off and from believing in the self to be capable of harnessing this power and taking back control and direction of your life. You are the authority of your whole life. And when the number 1 card came up, I was thinking of Aries energy as well, that rules the first house. So, and Aries leads the head, which is the mind and leadership. We call people, the head of state. And then we're going to look at our angels and ancestors card. We have the arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. This also makes me think of Sagittarius, another fire element, masculine energy, taking aim, set your sights high, and focus. Focus is what will take the arrow to its target. From the book, it says, surround yourself with positive people and experiences and environments that make you feel safe. Call on your angels, guides, and ancestors to bring you protection. Okay, well, maybe that's what this 5 of Swords was. It was people either sapping or distracting your energy, making it scattered because you weren't protecting it, perhaps. You weren't valuing and putting the self first and protecting your energy with firm boundaries. So a lot of distortion was coming through, and that may have scattered your thoughts or your actions over the past 5 months. Arrows have long been received as symbols of protection, as many native peoples would use the bow and arrow as a weapon of defense. When the arrow appears in meditation or dreams or an oracle reading, it's a sign you need to protect yourself and what is important to you, because not everyone has the same intentions as you do. This doesn't mean that people are intentionally wanting to hurt you, but they could be careless in their choices and actions, and this could affect you. There are energies around you that could lower your vibration, and it's important you become aware of them and aren't brought down by them. Yes, lower vibrations would be that 5 of Wands. The next card in the sequence is the 6 of Wands, which is victory and overcoming. And then the 7 of Wands, they're defending their victory, defending their borders and all the work that they've been doing, and avoid being pulled back down into those lower vibrations. If you're in a situation where you feel that not everything is as clear as it seems, trust your intuition. These are energies in your current situation that aren't fully aligned with your intentions and goals or with kindness. Follow your intuition about whom to trust and what to trust. If you can take time to retreat or to step out of this situation to assess what is going to be beneficial for you, do so. In any event, this is a time to call on the energy of protection and place yourself in a space that feels safe. All right, well, you do have the Magician there. We're going to get some Making Magic sigil cards for you. What is it that pile 1 should practice or be aware of for this new moon? Okay. The elements of fire, air, earth, and water combine to create powerful protective boundaries, spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional. What do we have in the Magician card but the elements? Wands are fire, knives are air, cups are water, and pentacles are coins. So, harness the power of the inner magician this month. Okay, and then we have water. Work with the element of water for healing, purification, and refinement. Well, as you'll notice in the Hangman, where he is diving into those subconscious waters, those deep waters. So there's some maybe deep work that you've been working on, and now you're coming out of that phase. It could have been difficult and made you feel maybe exhausted or drained, but this is telling you to rehydrate yourself, flush out any impurities. It has to do with, again, reaffirming boundaries and protecting that energy, but it can all be purified and restored with water. And next we have happy love, a joyful, stable partnership, and good friends. Okay, so not everyone's out to get you. You know, it's just surround yourself with protective energy. That means surround yourself with protective people too. People that have your back, people that vibrate at your frequency, that understand what it is you're trying to accomplish and wouldn't think to detract from that goal in any way possible. All right, I think that's, we're going to keep these short today. Pile 1, but I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like to check out another pile, you can do so at any time. Otherwise, take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Okay, pile number 2, you chose the shell. Found this on the beach, got lucky. I think it was in North Carolina, but I have a couple really nice ones. Here we are for your Queen of the Moon Oracle. Focus, number 14, Waxing Gibbous. All right, she's got the butterfly on her third eye. There's transformation and alchemy taking place here. Transition from scattered thoughts to focused thoughts. And this is all about the mind, and the mind is air. It's a new moon in Aquarius in tropical zodiac. We also have Saturn moving into Aquarius then in even sidereal astrology. So let's see what our tarot cards have for us. Number 1. The Fool, new beginning. Okay, so maybe again focusing on the next phase of your life, on how to get started and how to make it successful. But zeros are just like new moons. They're full of infinite possibility. It's the void from which anything can manifest. This is a doorway behind this Fool, and you're able to, with great concentration and discipline, pull through what it is you imagine in your mind you can hold in your hand. Next, we have the 9 of Wands. Okay, some exhaustion. No doubt. It's been a rough 5 months, you know, with Uranus in retrograde. If you feel like you've been rolling a boulder up the hill repeatedly and not getting anywhere, then it'll leave you in this state of the 9 of Wands, being worn out. But this is telling you, okay, well, it wasn't time then, but conserve your energy because you have a big journey ahead of you. And I believe that is a card of Sagittarius. If not, the number 9 is making me think of the 9th house of Sagittarius, which is long distance travel, higher learning, and philosophy. And there's a door pictured here and a door pictured there. So there might be multiple offers or multiple paths that you can be taking at this time. Next, we have the King of Swords. All right, a decision. You might be Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, again, working with that air element. So getting a higher perspective, I think you're going to consider all your options and make a clear and concise decision. Nobody is more focused than the King of Swords on truth and speaking truth, communication, knowledge and wisdom. He has the eagle there, like Jupiter's eagle. Jupiter's trining or sextiling this new moon. which sextiles are doorways, and Jupiter is expansion, expands everything it touches. So expanded knowledge, expanded consciousness and awareness, and is going to help you, lead you to the right path. And finally, we have the Four of Cups. Okay, yeah, you're more than ready for this, because there's some kind of boredom or disappointment. Something wasn't stimulating enough for you. It was like doing this same old routine every single day has been wearing you out, and it's time to put down, you know, the wand or the cup or whatever it is that's been your burden, and it's time to pick up something new. There's a new offer coming. She's not even looking at it, but it's approaching out of the ether, out of the air. All right, so next we'll take a look at your heavenly body astrology cards. We have Earth, persistence, patience, and practicality. Okay, that's Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. Yep. These things don't manifest overnight, but like I said, you are feeling worn out. There has been a persistence. Your stamina is impressive, pile 2. Practicality is all about what the King of Swords is all about. Is it logical? Is it something that I can execute decisively and without emotion or bias, and just being very meticulous, paying attention to details, working hard, which you have been in the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands, it's like just before you're almost at the end. It's don't give up just before this miracle happens and comes through for you. And then we have fire, earth and fire. Okay. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. Yeah, it does take bravery, you know, fall down 7 times and get up 8, right? To keep the fire lit. In the Nine of Wands, keep that passion and drive going even after an exhausting ordeal. So keep the faith, keep the fire lit in your heart to push you forward onto this new path, in the Fool. And then finally, for your Angels and Ancestors card, we have the High Priestess, harness mystic powers. There's a counterpart to this card called the High Priest, the other masculine energy, and they mirror each other. Let's take a look at the High Priestess. Okay, align with the light and focus on all things positive. Focus, right? Focus your intentions under this new moon into where it is you want to go and what you want to do. You are a mystic with a capacity to connect with the energies that go beyond the human senses. Within you is a force of magic that is directed by your will. There is an opportunity for you to rise up at this time, but it requires dedication and discipline. You are being guided to look at what you are working on or the situation before you and determine where your priorities lie. If you are unable to figure that out, you must use your intuition and discernment to focus on what will bring you closer to your goal and the happiness of everyone involved. When this card arrives, it's also important for you to check in with your intuition, as it will give you guidance that will be important for your growth. Yeah, I'm going to open this. The butterfly's on her third eye. That's the seed of intuition, the seed of the soul. So check in with that. You know, if maybe, again, you've been distracted by other people's energies surrounding you, weighing on your soul, your consciousness, and that's kind of clouded your judgment, and maybe is what making you oblivious to the gifts and offerings that are coming at you. And finally, we'll take a look at our archetype card, the womb. Okay, more feminine energy, divine feminine. But the womb is very similar to the Fool. It's the void, it's the matrix, right? It's matrice means womb. It's the birthing place of all things. So a return to that kind of consciousness, a clean slate for you in the mind. Clear your mind of any distractions, other people's opinions, self-doubt, things like that. Let's see, this is number 46. I think it's interesting that we're getting this feminine energy coming from pile 2, the shell, which comes from the sea, the ocean, supposedly the womb of creation, the birthplace of all life. And then you also think about Venus, how the birth of Venus, she's pictured standing in an open shell. She's like the jewel of, like the pearl of the oyster, you know? Okay. So the womb is the nest, the belly, the origin. Everything has an origin story. The womb archetype asks us to contemplate the beginning beyond the beginning, the mother beyond the mother. In a world that often negates the power and necessity of feminine principles, this card returns us to the warmth, tenderness, and sacred intelligence from which we came. It is a card of receiving, not achieving, of accepting love from the mother of us all. She is the life-giving force that forgives and cherishes even the most wounded and desperate soul. That would be the Nine of Wands. No matter how lost you are, the womb awaits your return to help you heal and grow. This card is a call to keep things simple, to return, to be reborn in the name of love. The womb is everywhere. It is beyond gender, beyond time. We are within it as it is within us. I mentioned in the astrology in the beginning as well that Venus, the divine feminine energy, is conjunct Saturn, which is seriousness. There's serious, deep divine love here for you from Creator, from Source, higher self, or possibly a partner of yours. But it's available to you. And I think that deep, intense self-love that I'm feeling is what's going to help you recover from these wounds of the Nine of Wands, to help you get your power back, regain your strength. What would honoring the feminine look like to you? Where would you begin? Imagining yourself as loved is a good place to start. Consider that Mother Earth must also have a mother. Imagine her. Okay, we'll finish up this pile with some Making Magic cards for you. What advice or sigils does pile 2 need? So yeah, some of you got to work on your attention mastery. Look at all the distractions in your life. What purpose are they serving you, really? Are they bringing you any joy or rest, or are they accelerating your life in any way? Or are they just stealing your energy and your time? Underneath, we have the sun. The golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. Okay, Leo energy there. Beautiful. We do have fire, which is the ultimate sun. Your personal sun, your solar plexus, will lead the way. We also have earth. Wow, amazing. That was right above the earth card, wasn't it? Ask the element of earth for grounding, stability, and strength in these times of chaos. Okay, you're finding your footing, though. That's the important thing. You're not going to be swept away in a whirlwind. There is, again, like the fool finding his footing on the right path and making sure he doesn't step off the cliff out of ignorance or haste. Slow and steady wins the race. All right. And we have wishes come true. Rapid achievement of your dreams and wishes, just as I say, slow and steady. Right? Okay. Well, once you get your momentum up and going, then you will see things rapidly coming towards you and fulfilling. Triple spiral, listen to divine wisdom and joyfully learn life's lessons. And that's life, death, and rebirth. And then little luxuries, generates luxuries, experiences, and surroundings. Okay, so self-care can be an important part of this recovery as you're in this Nine of Wands, whether it's, taking a long bath, getting a massage, eating healthy food, sleeping, practicing good sleep hygiene. So just the little things, the little routines of the everyday of Virgo and health are going to help you become grounded and stay grounded through this massive shift that's coming through your life. Okay, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you'd like to check out another pile, you may do so at this time. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, pile number 3. You chose the coin. I have this imitation silver $50. Dated 1974, could have been the year you're born, or the number 74 has significance for you. 7 plus 4 is 11, the master creative number, and also 74, if you study gematria, also equals Lucifer and Jesus. So there could be some connection to those teachers there. Let's start by looking at your Queen of the Moon card. Or you also could have chosen the coin because you're an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And this new moon is in Capricorn in sidereal astrology. Okay, so the Queen of the Moon, we have surrender, number 26. Okay, so maybe you've been overdoing it. You've been trying too hard to control a situation and the outcome, and this is telling you to hand it over to a higher power. There's larger forces at play here. Let's now move into your tarot cards, and we'll finish with the rest of the oracles. 8 of Cups, walking away. Wow, isn't that amazing? We have this man with a staff looking up at the stars and a moon overhead. We have this man walking away, the 8 of Cups, underneath the moon. They're in different phases, though. This is like a either waning, what is that? Yep, waning crescent. Right before the new moon, that's releasing, giving up energy. And then the 8 of Cups in a pursuit of this fuller energy, this more fulfilling destination. So something no longer satisfies. You're in search of something better, something more fulfilling. Okay, and then next we have the Hierophant. Okay, this could be you stepping into a teacher role or going to a teacher, like surrendering to a higher power. The Hierophant's typically called the Pope card, the authority. So surrendering to your spiritual authority or your angels and guides, because it's like, if I've tried everything and nothing has seemed to work out, then there's got to be a better solution somewhere else. And this is telling you there is. Somebody will come and bring you that guidance that you've been seeking for, or you could be seeking out a mentor. They all have staffs, which are, the suit of wands is fire. So that's a masculine, authoritative tool to have with you. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, okay, under the coins. So Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn new moon. So wealth, security, abundance. This is also the card of Taurus. Forgot that. So Taurus and Capricorn in the house. So this is showing us, surrender. This situation is unstable. You have to go and find more solid ground. And next we have the 10 of Cups. It's absolutely more solid and fulfilling. Why settle for 8 cups when you can have 10? There's some higher calling for you, a better partner, a better job, a better living arrangement, something that is going to, but that it requires sacrifice, right? There's something you have to give up. And it's not always comfortable. I mean, it's a long journey. Next, we have Sagittarius, optimism, exploration, and freedom. Okay, 9th house energy, long distance travel. That could be that, exploration and freedom they're talking about. And also with Uranus going direct, that's the planet of personal freedom. So it takes an optimistic mind to know that you're going to go from this 8 of Cups and end up at this 10 of Cups energy, that's where the road ends. But your guides will be there along the way to give you signs, encouragement, and hope. Look for physical rewards or reinforcements that are going to show you that, yes, you're on the right page. Okay, and next we have the house 4, cultural and family roots, home, peace, and comfort. Right, so the 10 of Cups has this castle in the background, right? That's a home. The coins and the earth elements that are showing up in this reading. I think, again, terra firma, planting your feet, your roots, your next intention is going to be somewhere else. It's not going to be, you're physically moving. You're not going to stay in one place over the next few months. You're being asked to relocate. Your services are needed elsewhere. That's why things aren't working out here, because your power, your energy is going to be far more beneficial, influential, and rewarding when taken to another location. So let's maybe see what your angels and ancestors are giving us. Trader, exchange your energy to create abundance. So some of you are creatives, making art, things with your hands. Could be strong Gemini or Virgo placements in your chart as well. But you are exchanging energy. You are trading your skills, your knowledge, your talents and abilities, and turning it into something rewarding that's going to allow you to establish a foundation. The people are going to pay you to be you, if you have the courage to give up maybe the crutch of a high-paying job in favor of something more emotionally rewarding, because you may have been getting all this money, but it's not leading to happiness in the 8 of Cups. Otherwise, why do you feel still empty? Why do you feel like your cups aren't full? So by being true to yourself, he's got his hand on his heart, following the heart and not the mind, that's going to lead you to that ultimate happiness and fulfillment. And then finally, we have our archetype card, the healer. Oh, okay. Some of you are healers, or being called to practice the healing arts. Could be, again, medicine, massage, Reiki, counseling, anything of the physical, emotional, or spiritual healing, even, becoming a spiritual leader. But yeah, that's what your calling is. You're meant to go that way. Sagittarius, like I said, higher learning and philosophy. So let's see what number 25 has to say about the healer. The light worker, the gifted, the old soul. Though some claim the work of the healer as their gift and name it as their dharma, the force of this archetype is within everyone. It is our natural inclination to remember, to return to, and to reclaim that central and eternal life force from which we so easily drift away. In Sanskrit, the word avidya means forgetting, and it is said that this is the source of all suffering and dis-ease. The healer's mission then becomes to move through the comfort of forgetting, through the veils of ignorance and denial, to reveal the radiance that already exists. The healer approaches this in multiple ways, from multiple angles, knowing the cycle of healing is not linear. It is a multi-layered and circuitous process, always leading back to its own origin, much like the Ouroboros. The wounded healer is not someone who was wounded and is now healed. It is someone who continues to courageously break open the self and ego as a means of deep integration. The image of the serpent is eternally tied to healing and medicine, both Western, the Caduceus, and Eastern, Kundalini. Study the serpent and its power. Okay. And what do snakes do? They transform, right? They shed their skin. As they grow and expand, they have to move on. They have to leave things behind. They have to surrender their old skin in order to embody their new one. Okay, let's get the Making Magic cards for you, pile 3. Underneath the deck, we have on target. Yep, follow your ideal life path. And what are these two men doing? They're walking a path with their stick, right? And I said, this is your true calling, your higher calling, what you're meant to be doing, your soul purpose. We have the goddess, healing feminine energy. Okay, some of you have to work on healing a wounded feminine energy within you, which maybe doesn't allow you to receive as much or have the compassion and softness of femininity. Again, maybe you've been trying too hard, and spinning your wheels and getting nowhere. And the surrender is a very feminine thing to do. And then we have one enchanted evening, the perfect night. Okay. Leave that up to you to interpret. So he is traveling at night here and there. So it could be at night where you come across this teacher. And finally, the triple spiral, listening to divine wisdom and joyfully learning life's lessons. Yeah. The teacher's here to teach, right? Saturn's here to teach. And as soon as you learn that lesson, your karma is finished and you're able to release it and move on to your true purpose. And you've cleared your obstacles. This nakshatra that is ruling this new moon is Ganesha, so the remover of obstacles. And this could be, again, another way to do that is by embracing the lesson that you're given and being grateful for it and thankful for it, even though it may have been a terrible lesson to learn. It's something that your soul still had to experience as part of its journey. It's going to make you an even, better healer. Because you've been there, you can relate more closely to people who are experiencing what you have. Okay, that's all I have for us. I hope you all enjoyed this new moon reading. And if you did, you can give me a comment down below or a like. And check out another pile if you like as well. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.